Hi guys, my name is Rachel Roberts, and this is my presentation for an ETEC 411 class at Cal State Long Beach. I am talking about why you should travel. It is one of my favorite things to do. I'm constantly thinking about where to go next. And as a future history teacher, I can't wait to show my travel pictures and videos to my students to inspire them to go out and see the world. And I hope this inspires you too. Thank you. All right, guys, this is my presentation on why you need to see the world. First reason is it's easier than you think. Many people are hesitant to travel out of country for many reasons, like safety, lack of knowledge about culture or language, or just all the organization that goes into finding hotels, flights, or planning what you want to do. It all could be very daunting. But there are many ways to work around this. There are tours, which are great for solo travelers or for countries that seem hard to navigate due to language barrier. Tours plan all the hotels, activities, and transportation. There's also study abroad. Same thing as a tour. It can be planned by a professor or an agency, but you could also stay at a university, which gives you more opportunity to explore it by yourself. Or there's inclusive packages, which are the perfect mix. Like companies like Costco or Travelocity, they provide the flights, hotels, transportation, and even some activities. But then you have the choice to plan or do whatever you want when you're in that country. Also, it can be easier than you think when it comes to saving up. If you're dedicated and organized, you could create a money plan and a budget if you really want to travel somewhere. I usually take 2 years to save up, depending on where you want to go. It could be cheaper or more expensive, but if you're dedicated to traveling, it's easy to save up. So another reason to travel is because travel humbles you. A quote I like is, "Travel makes one modest. You see what a tiny place you occupy in the world." So this first picture right here is me when I think I was like 11 or 12 in Mexico. My first trip out of country was to Mexico, where my father led a mission trip to Tijuana. There I got to build a house in a very small village. I did this a few times, and it just shocked me to see such terrible poverty. I never saw anything like this in America. So when I went there, I was still surprised to see how joyful the people were and how kind they were in their circumstances, and it truly humbled me as a 10-year-old kid. They were making us soup and trying to give us things, and I was just amazed at their generosity. After I went to Mexico, I got the travel bug. I saw my family legacy of travel. My great-grandparents were missionaries in China and in India for 40 years. This picture right here is beautiful. I think it was my great aunt in Shanghai in China. I hung it in my room as a reminder that I need to go out and see the world. So I'm trying to go there next summer. The other picture is me in front of Meteora in Greece. These ancient, medieval monasteries. They're Greek Orthodox. And I just was humbled going into those places. I had to wear a sweater and a long skirt out of respect for their culture. And it was just amazing to see how there's still active monks there and such a contrasting culture than America and how it still thrived today. And lastly, I believe travel really humbles you because it just shows you how much you have. By the mere fact that you're out there and you're traveling is proof that you have good health, that you have time, money, and just the opportunity to go. It makes you feel so grateful for that experience. It shows you how much you don't know about the world and how diverse it is. This picture my grandpa took, that one was actually India, and it shows women were washing their clothes in the river, and I remember as a little kid seeing this and was just really confused. I didn't know why they would do that. But as you travel, you get to see just how differently people live, and it truly opens your eyes and helps you walk in other people's shoes. Travel is one of the best forms of education. It humbles you, but also if you pay attention, you get to learn so much about a particular country's past and present history, especially if you study abroad. You go to a new country with the mindset of education, it is such a rewarding experience. I did a study abroad Holocaust program. It was life-changing. I learned so much history, but was also amazed at how beautifully Germany and other countries recognized the past and created an even better future. This is the gates of Auschwitz, which was a truly life-changing experience being able to go there and something that I will get to share with my future students. I recommend anyone to go and try to travel and learn about the Holocaust. Also, these gold plates are something that really stuck out to me as I traveled. They're called stumbling blocks. Everywhere you go in Berlin and some other cities in Germany, these are located outside of houses or stores, and it recognizes that a Jewish person or family used to live there. It tells you what concentration camp they were sent to and when they were killed. I thought it was amazing just how open Germany was about the past. I wish we had something like that for the Native Americans of Southern California. We don't really recognize that history, but Germany, which has a very dark history, is so upfront with it. So travel truly is a great way to learn. It's an education you can never receive from a textbook. Being in a place like Auschwitz where thousands of people were murdered and you hear their testimony as you're standing there I can't even explain it, but it's an education that you won't forget. If I could be a travel teacher, I definitely would. I would take all my students to museums, memorials, and across the world so that they could realize the importance of history and see how it's truly alive. Another reason you should travel is because it teaches you about yourself and challenges you. You learn so much about yourself when you are pushed out of your comfort zone, especially if you're in a foreign country where you don't speak the language. You have to try to find ways to navigate the city by yourself. And when I travel, I feel more adventurous than I regularly am. I'm there, I paid the money, so I feel like I have to try everything. I'm sort of terrified of heights, but wherever I go, my friends and travel partners always seem to want to go to the top of the highest building. For some reason, I always agree and have little panic attacks, but I still do it. And out of all the tall towers I've been up of, the Eiffel Tower was the worst because this is the picture on the top. It's gorgeous, but you feel the wind and it shakes the structure. So my knees kept buckling the whole time and I felt like I was going to die. But I felt very accomplished after going on the top of these structures, even though for someone else it would be like, what, that's nothing. But for me, I definitely pushed myself out of my comfort zone. I saw it as a challenge to try to, go to the top of every tall tower in every country. Also, it pushes you to do things like try new foods, make new friends. And another thing I like is you get a break with social media, or at least I do because I don't pay for the travel phone plan. So you really get to hear yourself think. You're sort of free from your little society at home and you get to be by yourself in a sense. You also have to learn how to go with the flow. And for me, that's big because I'm a real planner. I like to know what I'm doing. But when it comes to travel, I have to know that I'm not going to know what I'm doing because things always get in the way and you have to learn how to go with the flow. Lastly, you need to travel because it gives you a lifetime of memories and stories. We need to take a break from our daily lives, and travel is the best escape, a chance for you to catch your breath and have fun. I made lifetime friends through travel, people I would have never met if I stayed at home. You get to have great stories, such as this fake smile. Well, we were supposed to wake up at 9:30. It was our last day of the trip, and we woke up at 6:03 because my friend was screaming at the top of her lungs. A giant cockroach was on her face. So after that, of course, we had to hunt it down and execute it. But we could not go back to sleep. So we decided to go outside the ocean, and we were blessed by seeing like this giant double rainbow. So if it wasn't for that nasty cockroach, we wouldn't have had such a great last morning. Travel gives you the chance to have fun, let loose, make memories that you'll cherish for your whole lifetime. And of course, you're going to have to keep a journal so that you can remember all these crazy adventures. Here, it was pretty awesome. I got to dance on the steps where Julie Andrews sings Do Re Mi with The Sound of Music in Austria. So you just get to go to places that are amazing and you have these memories that you'll never forget. Thanks for watching, guys. I truly hope you get to go out there and see the world. People always think they don't have enough money, but I don't either, and it takes me 2 years to go somewhere. at the age of 10, I started my travel jar, and I tried to convince my brother that if we collect all our change, that somehow this change would get us to Rome. That didn't really work that well, but 11 years later, I got to Rome, and I still have that same spirit, and I hope you guys do too. Make the sacrifices, plan, collect all the change you have, because travel is so worth it, and it truly changes you. Thanks, guys.